Hi everyone, I have another craft project share that I like to share with you guys. So here I made a mini album using 5 envelopes that measured 5 and 5/8 by 5 and 5/8, and the designer paper then used for the matting also measures 5.5 by 5.5, as well as the inserts for the photo mats. So here I just used the same paper collection from Recollection paper for Christmas. And I also did the same binding technique as prior video where I showed you how I went about doing that. And then I just again use double stick tape, foam tapes to pop this up just a little bit. Use my Martha Stewart scoreboard for the snowflakes. I used the paper and I glued it, adhere it to a white cardstock, and then I punched it out. That way it's more sturdy because the paper is really flimsy and thin. So everything is backed up with a cardstock. And then on these edges, I just use my Fiskars edge punch. And as you can see, and I just use, I think, 2 inches of paper, and I just use that and glue that with a double-sided tape to cover the edge to make it, the binding. So let me flip this over. So this comes in and out. It's a photo insert. Here I fussy cut a snowman. I think these are so cute. So if you don't have a lot of ephemera or anything, you could just do a lot of fussy cutting and just incorporate them in your album. Like I said, the matting here is 5.5 by 5.5 for the designer paper, because I wanted an 1/8 of an inch around the frame of this. So here again is another insert. And then sentiments on the designer paper kit, and again backed it up with with some cardstock, red cardstock, and used dimensional tape to puff it up. So some of you guys who don't know, these are dimensional tape, so that way it puffs up your pictures and makes it 3-dimensional. So if you don't have that, you can just cut regular chipboard papers or a stack of papers and just glue them together or hot glue them, and it'll make it pop up. So here you go is the other page again with the fuzzy cutting with the snowman. And so in this one I went crazy. I did a whole bunch of different stuff. Let's see, let me start with this side. So this side, I use the CD pouch that has this, and I used it for a shaker, so I put some sequins in here. I bought some dies from Amazon to have this tree and these reindeers and the little Bambi here. It's just so cute. And again, I just backed that up with some more of the sentiment. And what I did here, because of this circle, is I used this paper, I think this measured, the CD pouch measured at 4 7/8 by 4 7/8. So I cut that size. And then what I did is I went ahead, and when I did that, I picked my paper that I wanted to cover it with. I turned it over, and I used this score tape, and I just, use my pencil and draw a circle inside. And when I drew that circle inside, when I lift it up, you would have this circle here that measured this sleeve or this pouch, and I just cut this inside. I cut this tip here, so I went in and I just followed the circle around, and so when I laid it on there, it looks just like this. And I just used the reindeers to cover that slit that I made. Then I went ahead and also made it like 1/8 of an inch smaller designer paper inside, so that before I put the sequins, it'll be like this. So you could shake it. I just wanted to incorporate some shaker stuff in my album this year. So when you open it up, I also used some photo corners on here. And that way, and then here I did the same thing. So here I used some backing. I mean, I could have covered this after I put this, but I thought it was cuter this way. There is a sleeve that, the flap that comes with this. And what I did is I used this to insert in the envelope. And that way I have something else to, you know, attach it with. And I just used the glue and sealed it here and pressed it. And you want to go ahead and also cover this with the designer paper, which I did in turn in the back. And that way, you know, the sequins and whatever you want to use, beads or whatever, doesn't fall out. And like I said, I use photo corners inside here, and that way you can also tuck that in. And on this side, I use my punch to create this tag. It also has the tuck-ins in here, so you can do a lot of stuff. And this is the one I ordered through Amazon. This was Sunlit brand, I think. And I use the 2.5 size for the tag. And again, I use some photo corners for this to tuck these in. So I just thought it was a really cute way of incorporating sequins in your mini albums, because, you know, I wanted something in my album that was different, okay? And here's another insert, as you can see. And yeah, these papers measure, you could go all the way to the edge, but the extra papers that I use here, this measures at this way, 5 6/16 of an inch. And across this way is 1 5/16 of an inch. So yeah. And here's the next page. Again, some dimensionals to pop these up as well. Very simple, so that way you can put all your pictures in there, as well as the inserts that you have, so you can have all your journaling if you want. You know, I mean, I just thought, what better way to have your Christmas pictures all be in the memory of an album, and make fun having all the colors and the season in here. So, and then I just use my seam binding to adhere it here. So you just tie it like so. And yeah, so this is what it looks like. Like I said, I think this is 2 inch, and I just use a double stick tape here and here. And because these little ridges are, you know, sometimes they stick out, I just use my art glitter glue, wet glue here, and just use them on the edge so it doesn't tear. But yeah, this is my take of a mini album for an envelope. I love my shakers. I just love shaking that stuff. I think that's so cute. So thanks for watching. Bye.